Industry benchmarks for profit margins vary across different sectors. In construction, a good profit margin typically ranges from 5 to 15%. Manufacturing generally sees margins between 10 and 20%. Retail businesses often aim for margins of 25 to 35%, while service-based companies typically target 20 to 30%. Industry benchmarks for material markups also differ. Construction commonly sees markups of 10 to 25%. Manufacturing ranges from 15 to 30%. Retail businesses may have markups of 50 to 100%, and service businesses 20 to 50%. Considering benchmarks, a company's margins may fall within an acceptable range or indicate potential for improvement. A profit margin of 10% is at the low end of the acceptable range for construction. A material markup of 8% is also at the lower end of the acceptable range for construction. Several factors must be considered when determining profit margins and material markups. Market competition plays a significant role. If competitors offer low prices, margins may need adjustment for competitiveness. Material costs can be volatile, requiring increased material markups to protect profitability. Labor costs also significantly impact profit margins. Smaller businesses might have lower profit margins than larger ones due to economies of scale. Overhead expenses, such as rent, utilities, and salaries, also affect margins. Based on industry benchmarks and a company's current margins, there is a reasonable basis to believe margins could be improved. Before any significant adjustments, a comprehensive consideration of the previously mentioned factors is critical. It is recommended to conduct thorough market research and consult with industry experts to determine optimal profit margins and material markups. Striking a balance between profitability and competitiveness is crucial for long-term success. Profit margin is a percentage of revenue remaining after deducting the cost of goods sold. A higher profit margin generally indicates better profitability. Several types of profit margins exist, including gross profit margin, operating profit margin, and net profit margin. Gross profit margin is revenue minus the cost of goods sold divided by revenue. Operating profit margin is operating income divided by revenue. Net profit margin is net income divided by revenue. Material markup is the percentage added to the cost of materials to determine the selling price. It covers overhead and profit, and ensures the business is compensated for its material expenses. The formula for calculating material markup is selling price less cost, divided by cost, multiplied by 100. For example, if the cost of materials is $100 and the selling price is $125, the markup is calculated as follows. Firstly, $125 less $100 equals $25. Secondly, $25 divided by $100 equals 0.25. And thirdly, 0.25 multiplied by 100 equals 25%. The material markup is 25%. Several factors affect material markup strategies. Market conditions, competition, and the value provided to customers all play a role. Higher markups may be possible in niche markets with less competition. Value-added services justify higher markups. A good profit margin is a percentage of revenue remaining after all costs and expenses are deducted. There is no single good profit margin, as it varies by industry, business model, and economic conditions. General guidelines can be useful benchmarks. A net profit margin of 10% or higher is often considered good, while a margin of 20% or higher is considered excellent. A margin below 5% may indicate financial difficulties. A material markup of 10 to 25% may be appropriate for construction, while retail businesses may aim for 50 to 100%. These values are starting points, and adjustments are necessary based on the specific circumstances of the business. Consider market research to understand what competitors are charging and what customers are willing to pay. If competitors offer lower prices, it may be necessary to adjust margins to remain competitive. Volatile material costs might require increased material markups to protect profitability. Businesses with higher overhead expenses, such as rent, utilities, and salaries may need higher margins to cover these costs. Different business models may support different margins. Subscription-based businesses may be able to operate with lower margins due to recurring revenue, while businesses with high customer acquisition costs may need higher margins to recoup these costs. Consider the overall economic conditions when setting margins. During economic downturns, it may be necessary to lower margins to attract customers. Consulting with financial professionals and industry experts provides valuable insights into setting appropriate margins and markups. Their expertise can help businesses make informed decisions and optimize their profitability. Ultimately, achieving a balance between profitability and competitiveness ensures long-term success. Profit margins and material markups are key performance indicators that are closely monitored to assess financial health. Regular monitoring and adjustments are necessary to ensure they align with business goals. There is no definitive answer to what constitutes a good profit margin and material markup. These must be evaluated in the context of the specific industry, business model, and economic conditions. Continual monitoring, research, and adaptation are essential to optimize financial performance. Construction projects involve careful cost management to achieve desired profit margins. Accurately estimating all project costs is a fundamental first step. This includes materials, labor, equipment, subcontractors, permits, and other direct and indirect expenses. Tracking actual costs against the budget allows for proactive adjustments. If costs exceed estimates, strategies to mitigate overruns are essential. These may involve negotiating better prices with suppliers, improving labor efficiency, or identifying areas where project scope can be reduced without compromising quality. A clear contract is important, including payment terms, change order procedures, and dispute resolution mechanisms. Well-defined contracts minimize financial risks and ensure fair compensation for the work performed. Effective project management practices also contribute to better margins. Efficient scheduling, resource allocation, and communication prevent delays and reduce the likelihood of costly errors. Managing subcontractors effectively is critical, ensuring they deliver quality work within budget. Risk management is crucial to protect profit margins. Identifying potential risks such as weather delays, material price increases, or unforeseen site conditions and developing mitigation plans reduces financial exposure. Regularly reviewing financial performance and making necessary adjustments ensures projects stay on track and achieve desired profitability. Value engineering identifies opportunities to reduce costs without compromising project functionality or quality. This may involve using alternative materials, simplifying designs, or optimizing construction methods. Negotiating favorable payment terms with clients helps improve cash flow and reduce financing costs. Early payment discounts, milestone-based payments, and prompt invoice processing all contribute to better financial management. Managing change orders effectively is crucial, ensuring that all changes to the original scope of work are properly documented, priced, and approved before work proceeds. This prevents disputes and ensures fair compensation for additional work. Focusing on customer satisfaction leads to repeat business and positive referrals, reducing marketing costs and improving long-term profitability. Delivering high-quality work and exceeding customer expectations is a sound business strategy. Investing in employee training and development improves productivity, reduces errors, and enhances job satisfaction. Skilled and motivated employees contribute to better project outcomes and increased profitability. Utilizing technology, such as project management software, cost estimating tools, and building information modeling, streamlines processes, improves accuracy, and reduces administrative costs. Carefully monitoring overhead expenses, such as rent, utilities, and insurance, and identifying opportunities to reduce these costs improves overall profitability. Maintaining strong relationships with suppliers, subcontractors, and other business partners can lead to better pricing, improved service, and access to new opportunities. Implementing effective quality control procedures minimizes errors, rework, and warranty claims, reducing costs and improving customer satisfaction. Establishing a culture of continuous improvement where employees are encouraged to identify and implement ways to improve efficiency and reduce costs fosters a more profitable and sustainable business. Regularly analyzing project performance, identifying best practices, and sharing lessons learned helps to improve future project outcomes and increase profitability. These cost management strategies, combined with a focus on customer satisfaction and continuous improvement, contribute to achieving desired profit margins in construction projects. Profit margins are not the only metric to consider. Cash flow management is equally critical for the health of a business. Monitoring cash flow involves tracking the movement of money into and out of the business over a specific period. Positive cash flow means more money is coming in than going out, providing the business with the resources to meet its obligations and invest in growth. Negative cash flow indicates the opposite, potentially leading to financial difficulties. Several strategies can improve cash flow. Offering discounts for early payments encourages customers to pay invoices promptly. Negotiating extended payment terms with suppliers provides more time to manage cash outflows. Managing inventory efficiently minimizes the amount of capital tied up in unsold goods. Regularly reviewing pricing and adjusting it to reflect market conditions maximizes revenue. Controlling expenses involves identifying areas where costs can be reduced without affecting quality or service. Securing financing, such as a line of credit, provides access to funds when needed. Forecasting cash flow helps anticipate future needs and make informed decisions. Regularly monitoring accounts receivable and following up on overdue invoices reduces the risk of bad debt. Factoring invoices involves selling accounts receivable to a third party for immediate cash. These cash flow management strategies help businesses maintain financial stability and achieve their goals. In addition to managing project costs and cash flow, tax planning is essential for maximizing profitability. Tax planning involves strategies to minimize tax liabilities while complying with all applicable laws and regulations. Several tax planning strategies are available. Claiming all eligible deductions reduces taxable income. Taking advantage of tax credits reduces the amount of tax owed. Choosing the right business structure, such as a sole proprietorship, partnership, corporation, or limited liability company, impacts tax liabilities. Deferring income to a later year can postpone tax payments. Accelerating deductions into the current year can reduce current tax liabilities. Investing in qualified retirement plans provides tax benefits. Donating to charitable organizations provides a tax deduction. Keeping accurate records is essential for claiming deductions and credits. Consulting with a tax professional provides valuable guidance and ensures compliance. Tax planning is an ongoing process that should be reviewed regularly to adapt to changing tax laws and business circumstances. Minimizing tax liabilities maximizes profitability and provides resources for growth. Financial planning involves setting financial goals and developing strategies to achieve them. Financial goals may include increasing profitability, improving cash flow, reducing debt, and building wealth. Several financial planning strategies can be implemented. Creating a budget involves tracking income and expenses to identify areas where spending can be reduced. Developing a savings plan involves setting aside a portion of income each month for future needs. Investing in a diversified portfolio of assets helps grow wealth over time. Managing debt responsibly involves avoiding unnecessary debt and paying off existing debt as quickly as possible. Protecting assets with insurance safeguards against financial losses. Planning for retirement ensures a secure financial future. Regularly reviewing financial goals and strategies helps stay on track. Seeking professional financial advice provides valuable guidance and support. Financial planning is a lifelong process that requires discipline and commitment. Achieving financial goals provides financial security and peace of mind. Financial ratios are important in evaluating a company's performance. These ratios provide insights into a company's profitability, liquidity, solvency, and efficiency. Profitability ratios measure a company's ability to generate profits. Gross profit margin, operating profit margin, and net profit margin are examples of profitability ratios. Liquidity ratios measure a company's ability to meet its short-term obligations. Current ratio and quick ratio are examples of liquidity ratios. Solvency ratios measure a company's ability to meet its long-term obligations. Debt-to-equity ratio and times interest earned ratio are examples of solvency ratios. Efficiency ratios measure how efficiently a company uses its assets. Inventory turnover ratio and accounts receivable turnover ratio are examples of efficiency ratios. Analyzing financial ratios helps identify strengths and weaknesses. Comparing ratios to industry averages provides valuable benchmarks. Monitoring ratios over time helps track performance trends. Using financial ratios to make informed decisions improves financial performance. Financial ratios are essential tools for evaluating a company's financial health. These ratios can be used for internal analysis and for external analysis by investors and creditors.